and the student refuses to do that, what can I do? What can the instructor do to keep the students from making irrelevant commentary and at the same time not understanding what the instructor is trying to instruct?
The instructor could try setting clear boundaries and expectations at the start and use firm but respectful language to address interruptions. It might help to have a private conversation with the student to understand their behavior and explain the impact it's having. Would you like more detailed strategies?
No, I was trying to do it, but it doesn't work. The student insists when interrupting the instructor all the time. I beg the students to stop doing it and just repeat what I'm saying verbatim. I act now as the instructor. So the instructor asks the student to stop making any commentary besides repeating the instructor's verbatim, and the student refuses to do that and keep interrupting the instructor and distracting the instructor from going over the material that the instructor wants to cover.
It sounds like a tough situation. If the student continues to disrupt despite clear requests and boundaries, it might be necessary to involve higher authorities, like school administration or a counselor, to address the behavior. Would you like to discuss how to approach that?
No, because that is irrelevant. The student and the instructor here are working in a private uh, tutoring session that is not supervised by any institution and any supervisor.
Got it. In a private tutoring session, it can be challenging without a supervisor. In this case, consistent communication and setting firm boundaries is key. If the student doesn't respond, you might consider adjusting your teaching methods to keep them engaged, or taking breaks to address their comments briefly before steering back to the topic. Would that be something you could try?
No, because the student does not understand what the instructor is doing, and instead of trying to understand it and let the instructor finish teaching him an algorithm that is required to understanding this process, the student keeps interrupting all the time and harassing the instructor.
It seems like the student may not fully grasp the importance of focusing on the algorithm. Perhaps breaking down the information into smaller, more digestible parts and checking for understanding frequently could help. Also, setting clear, mutual goals for the session could align both of you. How does that sound?
Yes, that sounds good, and I've tried to do it several times, but it never works. The instructor asked the student, "Are you still there?" Okay, she hung up. This is why it is so bad. You don't understand anything, and you cannot stop running your mouth, agitating me so much so that I cannot remember what I needed to do. And then I go to Drive, and I'm going to upload to Drive the new file that I created now to document making this outbound call. I select plus, new, and then folder upload. Control V to paste the folder name. Then I'm going to mark the file name and delete it because I need to upload the entire folder. Click upload and wait for the response, uploading one item. At this point, I'm ready to go to the next step, which is to stop the SAR problem step recorder so the file doesn't get to be too long. So I press the stop and review. I got the hourglass and now I got the save. So I'm going to try to save the file by pressing the save button. Now I have to move a bit the messages from Zoom. I want to select yesterday's file name as a template for the current file name, and then overlay the current file name over the previous one with Control V, and then I need to delete a portion of it that is no longer relevant. So I marked it and I deleted it, and now I need to update the date. Today is the 11th of March, so I upgrade the 10 to 11. Here is 2026. Remove the version, Control of A, and then insert the day of the week, which is Wednesday. So type in we, capital E,
Capital
lowercase,
W, not
capital W, lowercase e, and a period. And the time of the day is 1:26 p.m. So that is the current time. So I'm putting 1:26 p.m. and I started about half an hour ago, so the start time will be 1 p.m. So 1:00 p.m. Now I got the complete file name.
You want to say will not expire, no?
Say again what?
You say will expire, shouldn't say not before
Yes,
the
I forgot
expire.
to insert it with all your dry copying. Not expired. Thank you.
Instead of saying thank you, you'd say it's my
Thank you
fault.
very much for a change, doing something useful.
You want to copy it too.
What an exception.
No, you don't let me speak.
Because you just interject garbage all the time.
No.
Confuse me so that I cannot remember what I need to do non-stop. Loading with garbage.
You want the 800 ChatGPT in there too?
Yes. Additional details will show that there were the last step of step number 95 is I want to check the settings and to make sure that it is set to 995.
No, 999, not 999,
25
to 999.
999,
You said 5.
and then click OK, and then start a new recording. So doing that, I finished this one account,
Right.
and I complied with the instructions.
Calling
So
out.
I need to go back to the browser to delete the file
Not
and
that.
specify that the number will expire.
Right.
And then I'm going to take on the next one, open it up, and copy the top portion of it.
That's job forensics.
This is job forensic, the job forensic account. Control C to copy to the clipboard buffer, then navigate to my notepad to insert it into my notepad. To do that, I'm going to open a section in my notepad, a new section, and segregate it by open braces at the beginning. So I'm going to shift open brace, and then I'm going to paste the message that I got from the email with Control V, and then I'm going to scroll down a couple of blanks and close braces to mark the end of the section dealing with a job forensic. Now that I got that segregated, I'm going to mark the job forensic account with the cursor and then go edit and copy to the clipboard buffer. Having done that, I'm going to navigate to another instance